Hello and welcome to the National Youth Film Academy Top 5,
where we show the best short films from young directors across the nation.
Coming up on this episode of Top 5, a primary school teacher gets caught up in sinister events in Howl.
Grace Clear tells a unique story about two girls' struggle for inspiration.
And for our feature, we have a fantastic sci-fi short which teaches us the value of love and friendship. But now let's go to number 5 with Flam Annie, directed by London-based Armin Vosganian. The film is set in a dance class where Anna decides to bring her sister to meet her friends, and things don't go as smoothly as she'd hoped. The film explores issues around learning disabilities and how they affect not only the people with these disorders, but also those close to them. These are very relevant issues to a lot of young people, so it's great to see a young director taking on this subject matter. It is well constructed with a vulnerable, documentative style which honestly and effectively conveys the sisters' relationship. Composition and the old-fashioned black and white look also help to create atmosphere. However, there are a lot of issues with the film. There isn't really a strong narrative and the characters are not intriguing enough to make up for this. The younger sister is not particularly well developed and there seems to be no real lasting message behind the film. You kind of finish up wondering exactly what it is you're supposed to take away from it. It also leads towards a real anticlimax, not improved by some rather wooden acting by one or two members of the cast. Then there's the beach scene at the end, which serves no real purpose and just seems to throw the balance of the whole film off. Overall, there were some interesting ideas in this film, which it just didn't quite manage to convey effectively. But with a bit more experience, Armin could be a promising young director.
At number 4 we have How to Count Sheep, a stop-motion animation directed by Rachel Olga Lloyd. Focused more on style than story, this sweet little film tells the story of a sheep from the moon falling to Earth and the little girl who helps him to get back home. The premise of this film was very simple, and the focus was far more on the style of animation. While this was not always entirely smooth, and the model of the girl was a little rough, these features worked to create a homemade, kitschy charm. More importantly, Rachel very effectively created atmosphere, and the simple storyline fit well with the style of animation. It felt like it could be an old fairy tale or folk story, appealing to children but still enjoyable for an older audience. Music and sound effects are used very well, and the sounds of crunching snow and calling birds help to make the world much more convincing and real. Overall, this is a lovely short film and well worth the watch, and Rachel as an animator has the crucial ability to create an intriguing world and can only get better from here.
At number 3 we have The Tellers, directed by 23-year-old Grace Clear. The film follows two young women over the course of a day as they look for inspiration and exciting stories in their everyday lives. When they struggle to find inspiration in our world, they are ripped from it. Working together, they tease, test and tug each other to the far reaches of their imaginations. But what happens if you lose control of the world you create? At the beginning of The Tellers, we seem to be heading towards a fairly typical story about bored young people trying to find a way of entertaining themselves and getting into all sorts of trouble. However, we quickly discover that there is far more going on than that. From a light, funny sequence where the two leads make up stories about people they see on the street, we quickly move into something darker and far more abstract. Clever editing helps the film to flow very effectively and adds to the sense of this chain of events the girls have set off and now can't control. There were some very minor weak spots in the acting at the beginning, but on the whole it was very good, and the two leads improved as the film built towards its climax. The language is one of the most important things about this film, as it turns into a rather whimsical sort of poetry and later taking on a dark, macabre feel. Although it took a while to get going, it's well worth sticking with this film to the end. Perhaps the only real fault is that it will appeal to a fairly specific audience, and those who aren't interested in the literature and artsy films may not enjoy it so much.
No choice. Silent screams to use your voice.
Abandon constructs.
Want and worth. Stride against the turning earth.
And in its air place your rebirth.
Turn from destiny. Duty's gaze.
Engage. Amaze.
Take to the stage.
So for number 2, we have Howl. Jamie Sims directed this thrilling short about a primary school teacher who accidentally gets mixed up in mysterious and dark circumstances. Throughout the film, Jamie manages to create a powerful, sinister, ominous atmosphere, building towards a climax which manages to be terrifying while remaining enigmatic. While there is not really time to create any particularly complex characters, the lead, Miss Crawshaw, is interesting and sympathetic, and the acting all around is very good, with only 1 or 2 minor weak spots from child actors, which is to be expected really. The cinematography is more than competent, with some lovely shots and very slick editing. The colours throughout the film are very dark, like the whole thing is overcast with a thick layer of cloud, giving an ominous claustrophobic effect. Overall, this is an excellent short film and well worth watching in full. Sims is definitely one to keep an eye on in the future.
Do you know that man, Ellie? What are you drawing, Ellie?
I'm so sorry, Miss
Crawshaw.
Hi.
You okay?
Yes, thank you.
After the break, we'll be showing this week's number 1 short film, in Pantheon. London-based director Frederick Lloyd tells the story of an astronaut who is left abandoned in space when everyone at ground control mysteriously disappears. We skip between his desperate attempts to find a way back home and flashbacks of his past, creating a heartbreaking sense of irony.
Morning, ground control. No wake-up call this morning? Ground control, we seem to have a automated system malfunction, transmission code 1344 Alpha 60, as well as an unauthorized lens realignment. There doesn't seem to be anything on the error log. It's got to be something your end, over. Ground control, do you copy? We have an automated system malfunction, transmission code 1344. Ground control, do you copy?
What are you drawing?
Nothing.
Then what are you looking at?
I don't know. What do you reckon it's like up there?
I don't know. You could probably see everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that a shooting star?
I don't know. I've never seen one before.
Quick, close your eyes.
What?
You've got to make a wish.
What the hell is going on? Why is there no procedure for this? For God's sake, give me something, please! Run a full system diagnostic. Get me everything. Give me the last audio transmission from Mission Control.
Pantheon, do you read? We're losing you. We don't know what's going on. We can't get hold of anyone. Everyone's gone. They're all... What's happening? What's going on? For goodness sake, tell me. Somebody tell me. No one's telling me. James, can you see it? Tell me what you can see.
What happened? Is anyone still alive? What am I gonna do? What do you mean, mission abandoned? What do you mean, no crew members? What?
Nothing.
You don't have to wait for me, you know.
What?
It's a long time, that's all.
I'm not going anywhere.
Ford speaking. Sir. That's wonderful news. I understand. 0800 hours. Thank you.
that a shooting star?
What an epic film! Very unusual to achieve that in a short. Thanks for watching NYFA Top 5. Visit our Facebook page to submit reviews and your own films. And we'll see you next week for more great young filmmaking talent.
You can make it happen.